I'm bringing sexy back.
What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hey, this will be the second episode of the Sexy Business Status Podcast. I am, and also a Facebook Live, so those that are listening live, welcome. If not, and you're on the replay, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of the show. Today, we're going to talk about mental mindset growth and what mental mindset means and how to overcome it, how to strengthen it, how to use it as a tool and as leverage, and to make that a priority in your life to become bigger, better, faster, stronger. The goal has always been to become the best version of yourself and reach your true potential. And your business should be the best way to increase your income and your family lifestyle and to grow your business. So that's what we want to do here. So when it comes to mental mindset, you have to be very, very careful on what you listen to and what you read, what you watch. I personally do not in any way, shape, or form touch, listen to, watch the news. Okay. Every once in a while, little headliners if it affects my business. But day in and day out, the news and the updates and the COVID this and the chicken farm blowing up and all that kind of stuff. In my opinion, it's all a distraction for the media, the government, all those type of things. And they're a distraction from you becoming the best version of yourself and reaching your true potential. And I think it's absolute crap. So I personally do not allow that to take up my energy or my time. Because your brain is like real estate. It can only take up so much space and then you're done. So be very careful on what you listen to, what you watch, what you read. I personally love anything that has to do with Ed Milet, Andy Frisella, Grant Cardone. There's plenty more. But those type of guys, right? Podcasts. Pay attention and be very careful on what you listen, what kind of podcasts you listen to. I recommend doing some sort of personal development and even therapy for couples, right? How to strengthen your marriage, how to literally build relationships, not just your marriage or marital relationship, but also family relationships, business relationships, employee relationships, any sort of podcast like that where it will add value and to where it can help you become a better person. I'm all for it. I think it's huge. Another question is, how often should I be reading or listening or watching these type of videos or podcasts? Daily, guys, daily. You need to be doing it daily. You need to make it a priority to put, my opinion, 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day into your brain of listening, watching, or reading something positive and influential. There's thousands and thousands of books. You can use the Audible app. I personally love the Audible app. I'm in the middle of Winning and the 10X Rule right now. Winning by Tim Grover and the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. If you want a list of those, go ahead in the messages below here. And I'll put it on social media, some of my favorite books that I read every year. Sometimes even once a quarter, depending on where I'm at. Mental mindset is overcoming the noise around you. There's a lot of noise around you. And in order to overcome that, you have to be very disciplined and have self-control of yourself and of your brain and of your mind. That's why listening to, and don't take this in a bad way, those that are listening to people that are doing less than them isn't going to serve them. And it's not that the person that you're talking to, it makes less money than you. I wouldn't go to that person for financial advice. If I'm making, $150,000 a year and someone's making 60, it'll be very hard for you to find nuggets that they could give to you to help you get to 200 or 250,000 when they're at 60. Now flip it around again. What about maybe a marriage? You don't want to talk to somebody that's been divorced 2 or 3 times, or that's miserable, or that hates their family life and kids. Like I've never taken advice from somebody that's never been a parent. I'm sorry, you can't relate. And so pay attention to those things. Now, there might be people that are really good with finances but suck at marriage. So you might want to get some advice from them on the financial side, but on the marital side, you go to other sources for that. Growing and scaling a business. Okay, that's what I do. That's my jam. Right? Shoot me a DM if you want to coach with us. We're taking applications right now. If you want us to help you grow and scale your business. I want you guys to truly understand that if you've never owned a business, I'm not going to go to you advice about business. If you've never had 10, 20, 30, 50 employees, I'm not going to go to you on, hey, so what would you do about hiring and scaling and firing and systems and processes and job descriptions and all those things? Because if you're a solopreneur, you don't have any of that. It's one of my favorite words that I've developed over the past year or so in my life is relatability. When you can relate to people, a lot of good things happen. When you can't relate, it's very hard, right? So when people get divorced, my sister just got divorced and remarried a little bit ago, and my cousin, and he came to me because I had been divorced. Well, someone that hasn't been divorced, he can go get some nuggets of like how to stay married, right? But the whole like child support and alimony and spousal maintenance and parenting, co-parenting. Someone that's never been divorced it literally can't relate. They're like, I don't know. My wife has been with me for 25, 30, 40 years. They don't know what they've never done child support or spousal maintenance or co-parent. They've never done that. So being relatable in my opinion, has a lot to do with mental toughness. Drown out the excuses. Okay. You're going to have an excuse for there's an excuse right here, right? For me not to press record right now. I could give you 100 reasons for me not to be in this room pressing record right now and recording an episode. But one, I am part of the 30-day challenge with Coach Nikki T that he gave to all 50 plus of our students, that I am on that train, and one of it was to go live. So I'm going to quadruple dip here. So I'm going to get reels from this. I'm going to have my podcast episode here. I have my live here, and getting some brand recognition for my new coaching business, as well as my current favorite love and my first love, State 48 Roofing, in regards to business. So that being said, mental toughness. What are you doing? Okay. I don't just want to talk and have you guys listen. I want you to personally take note, whether you put it on your phone or write it on a napkin or a dry erase board or your mirror in your bathroom. I don't care. I want to know what is something you are struggling with in regards to mental toughness, right? What can you do to become mentally more tough? I was reading a quote. I was going through my pictures on Facebook. I was looking for a picture from like 2 years ago, and I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And one of the things that came up said, those that can master their emotions in time of stress have, it says you've made it. I don't believe that. But when you don't have emotions and you can control them, or if you do have emotions, but you can control them when times get tough in your marriage, with your kids, in your business, with employees, maybe church or school stuff, right? Community stuff, to having that mental toughness, right? And having that emotion, and you're going to want to scream, and you're going to want to lash out, and you're going to want to get pissed, and you're going to want to do all these things based off of emotion. But what happens is when your emotions get really high, like when you're having a fight with your spouse, with your kids, with somebody else about something, and emotions get high, your logic goes down. So you cannot make a logical, like realistic decision because your emotions are so high. Your emotions will trump your logic and reason, like your reasoning and your thinking behind it. So your logical thinking goes out the door, and you're now emotionally thinking. So what you want to do is learn to understand that when your emotions get high, you don't react then. I don't do that with my family. I don't do it with my wife. I do not react off of emotion. Not that I can't be emotional. I just don't react off of that emotion. Okay, that is mental toughness. And the reason why is because nothing good happens from it. It just doesn't. And when I mean nothing good happens from it, it doesn't. There's nothing there. If your emotions are so high, your emotions are going to go away. But your logical thinking will always stay the same. Because when you're thinking logically, you can have a legitimate conversation with that person, whoever it is. Like I said, it could be your kids, could be your spouse, could be your business partner, could be employees, whoever. But not reacting off of emotion is one of the biggest strengths of mental toughness that I have learned to develop. And I'm not perfect at it. I'm still working on it, but it's a skill that can be developed. People that get really hot and they yell really quickly, or they're screaming. You see it on TVs and movies and whatnot. 90% of those people are reacting off of emotion. Domestic violence is based off of emotion, right? High emotions get high. I'm going to swing at somebody. I'm going to hit somebody. I'm going to do something stupid. If they were to check those emotions and wait for it to come down, just like a fire, it gets really, really hot. That's not when you want to to solve something. You want to wait for the flames to die down and cool down to have a logical, realistic conversation that goes both for you and the other party involved, whether it's your 7-year-old or it's an employee or whatever. You want to make sure social media, there's trolls all over the place that freak out and, you'll see people on social media, they'll do a story and they'll do whatever and they'll just be screaming and getting pissed and going crazy. And do not confuse energy and getting excited as a negative emotion towards logical thinking. I'm going to say that again. I think of Sean Whalen. He comes to mind. The dude screams and gets excited. Gets excited and goes crazy. Totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But the problem is he's not making a decision and he's not communicating with somebody like that. He might be talking into a camera and be super excited and have a lot of energy and passion towards something, but he is not lashing out at someone or something in regards to that emotion. He'll bring it down, have logical thinking, whether it's with his wife, Sax, or whoever, and then have a conversation with those emotions controlled. So when you can control those emotions, in my opinion, that is mental toughness. Okay. Also, when you're used to and your routine and your patterns, you get up at X time in the morning, you go and do your morning routine, you go and do work, you come home, you have a night routine. Mental toughness is when you need to put in those extra hours. Mental toughness is when you need to really, when you need to control where you want to go and how you want to do it, and then you need to take more action to do that. Well, I say that, let me give an example. So everybody goes to the gym between 5 and 8 a.m. Go there and it's a freaking zoo, right? Go to any EOS, Mountainside, whatever, from 6 to 9 a.m., 5 to 8 a.m. That place is a freaking zoo. But when you do, for example, you do 75 hard, like Andy Frisella, you go and do a second workout. And sometimes I did those workouts between 10 and 1 a.m. Go to any gym between 10 and 1 a.m., no one's there. That's where mental toughness comes in, right? Going against the norm, doing things when people aren't doing them. So when the market crashes or things get tough and people want to retract, are you doubling down, right? And so that's what I want you guys to understand. The power of mental toughness and becoming mentally tough is pushing through, getting up. You're going to get kicked. You're going to get scratched. You're going to get punched. Get back up. The longer you stay down, that's not mental toughness. If you stay down and don't get back up, you're defeated. If you get back up, you still have a chance to fight. And that goes with anything. That goes with business. That goes with family. That goes with relationships, marriage. But get back up. Okay. Mental toughness is waking up in the morning and you don't want to go to the gym because you're sore. You don't want to go to the gym. True story. Just a couple days ago, one of my kids got croup and he was up, that crazy, deep, sad cough that a little 4-year-old has. And, you're up every hour on the hour for, the entire duration of the night. You go to bed at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and you're up at 5:30 and you're up 4 or 5 times every hour. So you got absolute garbage sleep and you would love and cherish. And now the kiddo's asleep, you would love and appreciate that extra 30 minutes or hour of sleeping in. And then you don't get your workout in because you got to get up and get to your morning routine and get out the door. Having that mental toughness says, no, I know I'm super tired. I can catch up on that sleep. Even if you go take a power nap in the morning or in the afternoon or go to bed earlier that next night, but don't miss that workout, right? Stay disciplined. And that mental tough, that goes with eating, that goes with exercising, that goes with not giving up on sticking to your commitments with your kids and your family. Things are going to suck and it's going to get awkward. It's going to get hard, but you have to push through. You have to stay strong and you have to make it happen. You can't giving up. And Grant talks about this. Failure is not an option. It's just not, right? We are naturally going to fail. That's how we grow, right? But when we say failure is not an option, giving up is not an option. Failing is inevitable. Let me change that. Failing is going to happen. It's inevitable. Giving up is a choice. So don't give up. If you're going to fail fast, get back up and keep going. Okay. but do not ever give up. Do not throw in that white towel. Don't raise that flag. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Mental toughness. Stay strong. Stay tough. Okay. Listen to positive, influential books, podcasts, and work out every single day. And you will develop those. That mental toughness is not an inherited trait. It's not a personality trait. It is literally a skill that is developed. Okay. It's a skill that is developed. Okay. You're listening to the Sexy Business Podcast, Sexy Business Status Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Payne. Episode number 2 in the books. It's rough and it's scratchy, but we're here. And those listening on Facebook Live, appreciate you all. And hope you have a great day. Be great.